In chapter 67 of Moby Dick, Ishmael notes that the cutting in, or removal of the blubber from the whale, took place on the Sabbath, and he describes the procedure in great graphic detail. In chapter 68 of Moby Dick, he explains that the skin of a whale and its blubber are really part of the same thing, and that it is removed in long pieces called blanket pieces. Then he notes that this blubber and skin layer does act like a blanket to keep the whale warm in ice-cold water. In chapter 69 of Moby Dick, Ishmael describes the way that the crew, once they have stripped the whale of its profitable parts, lets the carcass go. In chapter 70 of Moby Dick, Ishmael notes that before the carcass was let go, the head was removed, which is a difficult task and required skilled hands. Stubb is such an expert that he does it in 10 minutes. Captain Ahab speaks reverently and poetically to the severed head, but is interrupted by shouting, "Another ship has just been sighted." In chapter 71 of Moby Dick, the other ship rendezvous with the Pequod. It's captained by Captain Mayhew, who says that there's a sickness aboard his ship. A strange man aboard the Jeroboam named Gabriel, who believes he's a prophet or archangel, claims the sickness is his doing. When Ahab asks about the white whale, it turns out this other ship did have a run-in with Moby Dick. The ship's first mate, Macy, had harpooned the whale but not killed it, despite Gabriel's warnings not to attack. Then, Macy had been swept overboard and killed. In chapter 72 of Moby Dick, Ishmael describes how, while the whale carcass is being stripped of blubber, he and Queequeg are connected by a monkey rope tied to each of their belts. This gives a little security to Queequeg, who's on the whale cutting while Ishmael remains on deck. This technique makes Ishmael feel like they're twin brothers with intertwined fates. Ishmael explains how Queequeg was given a drink of grog as a reward for being the harpooner of the whale. Captain Ahab says to the severed head, "Speak, mighty head, and tell us the secret thing that is in thee. Of all divers, thou hast dived the deepest." However, Ahab realizes that the secrets known by the head will never be known, and says, "O head, thou hast seen enough to split the planets, and not one syllable is thine." This intimate moment is another glimpse into Ahab's inner thoughts, mad and melancholy, yet beautiful. The madman Gabriel is another prophetic character with a biblical name. Gabriel can't seem to stop talking, despite Captain Mayhew's repeated attempts to get him to stop. This strange character yells to Ahab, "Beware of the horrible tale," when asked about the white whale. He believes Moby Dick to be God incarnate.